come back with the data in our intents. So for example, you want to move some data from this activity, the main activity, to the second activity. So we are going to continue to use our explore application. So we are going to create an edit text, then type that content and try and move it to the second activity so that it appears there. So we are going to use intent. So there are two types of intents. We have explicit intent and implicit intent. So for explicit intent, you know where you want your data to move. For example, when we created in our main activity, this activity, we wanted this intent to move from main activity to second activity. So that's explicit intent, where you know specifically where you want to move. So what we are going to do in our activity main, when we click this next button, it takes us to the second activity. So what we want to do, we want to be able to move to the next activity, but also move with some data. So with that, you're going to create an edit text where we are going to type data, and then it moves with us to the second activity. So we'll come in here in our palette, we go to text, then we pick plain text. So in this plain text, we are just going to place it just right on top here. So you have that. So we are just going to move it to the top. So you just move it like that. So your edit text is slightly on top. So you can have that. Then you can decide to then place some space so that we have space between edit text and move. So we can come in and go to our layouts, then we go and pick a space. So we pick a space, then we come and place the space there. Then that space we can increase the width depending on what we want. So you can increase it the way you want. So we have that, and then we can just give it an ID to be space 2. So we say SP2. So we have that. Then for this, our edit text, we are just going to give it an ID. So we can come and say, let this ID be ET, that is edit text. Then we can say MSG, edit text message. So our message will be here. Then we can remove the message. So you just come to text, you remove the message. If you want to place a hint, we can come there and decide to place a hint. You can say your message here. So you have that. So you can have that. We can now move maybe to this other side of the code and see what's there. So we come to this side of the code, we go to our edit text. So we can go to our edit text. So here we are. Then we can decide, okay, so for this edit text, what can we add? We can decide to maybe add a center. So we want everything to be at the center. So you can decide to type gravity, then gravity we can say center. So it means it will align. So when we move back here, we see our message is at the center. So depending on what you want to achieve, we can choose the option of the same. So that's it. So that's all we need to do. We have our edit text there that we're going to type the message, and when we click next, we want that message to be displayed in the second activity. So we have that as at now. So now the next thing we are going to do, we want now to go to our main activity and say, let's now move this activity. Let's now move that message. So when we press this btn move, let's move together with the message. So that's what we are going to do. So we are going to move together with the message. So it's going to be quite simple. We are going to create a value. So we come in, so we can just come in here, then we create a value for message. So it will be quite simple. So you'll say val, then we can call message. So val message, then this is a string. Our message is always a string. Then we can say equals to, then we call our etmsg. That is the ID of we had placed here in our activity main, etmsg. So we come and say etmsg dot. So we want to get the text, so it will be get text. So we'll just say text from get text. So et.get text, and then we say dot to string. So it will, the message will be held hapo kwa val message. So we have that, and then now the next thing is to carry the message as we move to the second activity. So to carry the message as we move to the second activity is quite simple. So we'll just come in and say intent. So we pick the intent that is there. This intent, we use it to move together with the message. So we'll say intent dot put extra. So we say intent dot put extra. So we want to move with, so we are going to place a key there that is going to, we are going to see how it works. So you can say et user mess, that stands for user message, and then we can say what do we want to pass. We want to proceed with the message, so we just come and type we want to proceed with the value for message that has been typed. So we'll say move together with the message. So as we move to the next second activity, we move together with the message that has been typed. So that's it. So now we've been able to create this, and we've been able to move together with it to the second activity. So ensure that you have that done correctly. So now the next part we are going to do is simply go to the second activity, and then now we try and link both of them together. So now after this message is taken to the second activity, we just come to second activity and fetch the message. So fetching the message is quite simple. So fetching the message, we're just going to say intent dot get extras. So we are going to get that value, so it's just going to be this dot extras. So we can put this inside a bundle, then we are going to extract the bundle. So it's going to be quite simple. So you'll say val, then you call bundle, put it inside a bundle, then you'll say equals to the intent dot extra. So you can see that the bundle we require is nullable, which means it cannot be empty. So we are just going to put a question mark to ensure that our syntax is correct. Then the second part, now we are going to fetch whatever is in the bundle. So it's going to be quite simple. So you can say val, so you create a value, so you can say val, then you come in and say val, then we can call value extract. So you can just say that. So we can put an underscore. So we extract the value. So val value extract is going to be equals to, then we just come and say bundle dot, then we come in and say get string. So we get the string and then we pass what string we want to get. The key is a user mess. You remember here in our main activity we had passed the key as user mess. So you ensure that this user mess and this that you're extracting here is actually the same and the spelling is the same. Then to just make this correct, you can see we have to insert an and null, which are just two exclamation marks, just to be able to ensure that our syntax is correct. And then now we have our value extracted. Then now we can easily now come and do a toast. So we can say maybe toast. So we just come and say toast the message that you have typed on the other side. So toast, we now know how to do it, dot make text. Then we pass this. Then what do we want to be displayed? The value extract. Then we come in and say toast dot length short. Then we'll say dot show. So we have that our value has been extracted correctly. But also to ensure that also maybe we can view it in a simple text view, we can quickly come and sort our XML, have a text view, so that when you type the message, it goes and displays inside the text view. So we'll simply come in here, then we'll just use linear layout. So you can just come to your code, then inside the code we're going to change here to linear layout. So you can say linear layout, so it will be quite simple. Then once we have that, we can now simply come and change this to vertical, so we can have the both there. So you can easily come and change the orientation. We can say orientation, let's have it at vertical. So that's now easy. Then we can now pick a text view, place it there, pick the text view. So you can pick the text view, place your text view there, so it will be quite easy. Then the text view, you can give it an ID, so you can say TV, then we say user mess, so just to stand for the user message that we want to be displayed there. Then we can now work with the code and see also how to work with code while doing some design. So you can say we want also to have maybe a layout margin. So we can say margin, let's give it maybe at 10 dp. So the margin is actually for our text view. So you can see we have our margin there at 10 dp. We can decide to have our size, so our text size. So we just come and say text size, we want to increase it so that it can be maybe 24 sp. So we say scale per pixel, so we have 24 sp. We can say maybe we want the text to be bold, so you can say text style, you can give it bold. Let's give it bold, not italic. Then we can decide to align the text to the center, so you can choose text alignment, then we can say center. So our text alignment is at the center. So we can also instead of using alignment, it has now changed when we're now using gravity, as you can see here. So you can just simply come and say set gravity, so our text alignment will be correct. Then you can just come here and change this to message, MSG. So that one will itafutika when the message is passed. So we have that. So you can continue styling if you want to give it color and all that. You can choose to give it. So once we have finished that, so we'll just simply come and say now, after making the toast, just place the text that has been toasted there to display here at the message. So you'll just come in, then we can pick our text view. So you'll say TV user message, then we'll say dot, so set text. So set text, we can simply use text. That is the easy Kotlin way. So user message dot text, then we can say now can be equals to the value that has been extracted. So now every time you type something, click next. When it comes to the second activity, it should give you a toast and the message should be displayed in your extract. So try to follow this step by step. If you don't get it, just go back and try to understand what we are going to what we have actually done in every activity. So try out, ensure you run the activity, send your screenshot so that we can also see if you've been able to get it. Otherwise, cheers and see you in the next video.